Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Biff Byford from Saxon. It's our 40th anniversary this year, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Come on!
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a huge privilege to welcome back Mr. Biff Byford. He's the vocalist of the mighty Saxon. On August 2nd, Saxon is celebrating their 40th anniversary by releasing The Eagle Has Landed 40 live on Militia Guard Silver Lining Music. This is a celebration of 4 decades as one of the UK's leading heavy metal bands. Saxon released their self-titled debut in 1979, the year I was born in. That's still fucking awesome. Saxon have continued to both entertain fans everywhere and prosper with albums and tours like they always have been. Fucking awesome stuff. The Eagle Has Landed 40 Live celebrates all the classics from their early years with the modern classics, which have continued to define Saxon as legends, that is for sure. And there's only 747 copies available, so you need to get out and pick this up, pre-order it, do what you have to do to get it. It's a 3 CD box set. Saxon's music, in my opinion, has stood the test of time over the ever-evolving music that's out there, even the digital era that we live in today. So they have been pumping it out and doing their shit just as good as anybody else has. So, Biff, sorry for the long intro, but, man, thank you guys for your fucking music.
Well, thank you. That was a nice big intro we got there. Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
So let's dive right into this, man. I don't know, how's it been working with New Ocean Media so far for you guys?
Oh, great, actually. Yeah, I mean, they started, I think they started last year, actually. They did a great job. And we did the tour with Priest, and, yeah, they did some great stuff for us, yeah.
You guys released your self-titled debut in 1979. Looking back, what was your expectations following the debut, especially following up on the next album, the sophomore album? What was going through your mind, if you can recall, or did you want to up the ante for the next one?
Well, the first album came out. We're all pretty excited, obviously. It's your first album, you know. I mean, there's nothing quite like feeling of your first album. Yeah, we expected great things, and yeah, it sold okay. We had a fairly big, around where we used to play in the north of England and the Midlands. So yeah, we sold all right, but it obviously didn't sell enough to make the make the charts, and the record company were a little bit disappointed. So they told us to go away and write another album, which we did, which was Wheels of Steel, our second album, which sort of went very big indeed. So, we should have came up with the goods when we had to, if you know what I mean. It was a bit touch and go at the time.
What's impressed or excited you the most about this 40th anniversary live album? What's caught your eye the most and the band's eye about it, if anything, possibly, Biff?
Well, I listened to hundreds of recordings, me and the engineer, and we're just trying to pick great performances on the night. You know, the recordings are taken from 2007 up to the Judas Priest tour of America. So yeah, it's there's some classic, a lot of classic stuff on there, and it goes through the 90s into the Millennium albums. So yeah, it was just about picking songs that we thought people liked live. And, there's quite a lot of album titles in there,
sure,
live songs. But I didn't want to just release the old classics. I wanted to be a cross-section of all the years we've been writing songs. And so, there's quite a lot of classics on there, but they're all a little bit different. Sometimes there's a guest playing them. A couple of them are from Wacken with the violin and girls playing for us. So it's a little bit different with the classic stuff, So, yeah. It was was a good thing to do. It took me a long time because sometimes I wanted a song, but the performance wasn't up to where I thought it should be, or a microphone went off, or the bass player was too busy headbanging, and the guitar went off or something. So I had to pick, if I wanted a specific song, I had to find it from all the different recordings. Quite time-consuming and difficult, but we managed it.
Was it hard to pick these songs for you guys? I mean, you've got a category of a lot of shit out there, man.
I don't. Yeah, because we know what goes down well live, because obviously we're there at every show. So I just wanted to pick the songs that people like live, and maybe a few surprises in there, that people didn't expect. So no, it was a labor of love, really. That's what it was,
What specifically did you guys want to bring to the fans in this 40th anniversary album? When this was coming together, what exactly did you guys want to bring all the fans in this box set?
Well, it's the legacy of Saxon, from '79 right to present day. And when people buy this box set, they buy into a legacy. There's a booklet with it and 40 pages of pictures from the early days right through, to now. So it's just a big package, this, and obviously we're only doing it once, and funnily enough, it's selling the best in America at the moment. So there you go.
Hell yeah, it does, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding you. We looked at the figures last week, and the American sales are in front of Europe at the moment. Well, as a country.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah. I mean, are you kidding me that you can't believe it's actually selling better over here? I mean, this place, U.S.
No, we're definitely selling better over there. We're selling more there than we are in England and Germany. I think the last 3 or 4 tours we've done, we do it for Judas Priest, and the shows we've done on our own have really brought the profile up in America. A lot of fans, like yourself, maybe you've been fans for a long time. Who we haven't played America for such a long time, and then suddenly we came back, 2-3 times a year. I think it just reignites the interest into Saxon again, and I think a lot of people over there love the fact that they can buy into this limited edition box set that's a one-off, really.
The cool thing about me is, I'm a huge Metallica fan. That band saved my fucking life. I would not be here today without them. And when I was a kid, they talked about Saxon, and I was like, got to check them out. So every band they talked about, I was digging up, trying to figure out everything about them. So I've been a fan of you guys since I was a kid, man. And yeah, dude, you guys and Priest.
I mean, the people like Metallica, a lot of American bands who were into us, and obviously we did influence their music, and they're not, they're not afraid to say so. So, they do us a great, they do us a great honor, and they help our profile a lot in America when bands, when the bands that we influence come out and say that. There's quite a few bands, Megadeth, Motley Crue, Pantera, all huge Saxon fans back in the day. And many more as well, Skid Row and all those American bands that came up.
That, to me, that's just paying homage to the forefathers of the thrash and stuff, man. I mean, you guys at rock and roll, that's just the way it should be, and kudos to you guys for still sticking around.
Well, we were releasing albums that were cutting edge, we were creating something new back then. We were like the link between the early 70s music and the newer sort of aggressive punky stuff, and our music went straight down the middle, and we blasted through from England with a new style and a new movement, and it went around the world. And a lot of American kids really bought into it. They liked it.
Are there any songs standing out more to you right now on this live album? I mean, I know these are like your children and your favorites and things like that, and plus I know you have 747, which is the debut album or debut video, but it was our biggest single in Europe, 747 in 1980. So we figured should connect to that. You know what I mean? Sure. Who did the cover art?
The cover was my idea. So I wanted it. On our first live album, Eagle Has Landed. One basically is like that. So I wanted to, have that same sort of connection between 1980 and 2019. I think it's good to connect with your past.
Have you guys wanted to put out other live albums?
Well, this is our 4th live album, Eagle Has Landed. We have Eagle Has Landed 1, Eagle Has Landed 2, Eagle Has Landed 3. we try to pick tracks that, a lot of tracks that aren't on those albums. So if people already have those, they don't want to be like listening to the same recordings again. But
sure.
I'm sure in the years to come, somebody will release a box set with all 4. That would be good. There's 40 tracks on there. So, it's a bit mind-boggling, really. I don't think we're going to get a lot of in-depth reviews in the press and in the media because it takes too long to listen to it all.
Well worth it in my book, man. And I'm not just saying it because you're on.
Yeah. There's a lot of hours there for it, 40 songs,
Folks, before I forget, also included in this box set, Biff has also hand-signed and numbered some of the lyrics that's in this as well. I think all of them. Is that correct, Biff?
Yeah, I've signed them all, actually. They're not, the signature's not a copy, and it's some early lyrics for 747, actually, where I wrote, I don't know, in bed or in the kitchen somewhere, you know what I mean? There's the original ones we found. I found them in a box in the attic. So, it's great, really,
What do you hope everyone takes away from this album, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Saxon's music in general? What do you hope everybody gets from your all's music?
I just think that it's a great piece of. I think it's a great piece of sort of British history, and we came to America in the 80s. We toured a lot there. Culminating in maybe one of the biggest headline tours we did, the Crusader tour. We toured on the album before that, Power and the Glory with Maiden, and a lot of people remember that. And I hope they listen to the album. It takes them back to the early days, and they can listen to what we've been doing in the middle years, and I think it's good. I mean, there's basically, 200 minutes of, there's 4 hours of music there, nearly 3.5 hours of music, so it takes a bit of wading through.
How important was it to add the tributes to your old friends and former colleagues, Motorhead?
Well, we were huge pals with Motorhead, huge friends, and the very first tour we did in 1979 was with Motorhead, and Lemmy was a great friend of mine, as was all the Motorhead members have been great friends with Saxon. There's a very strong empathy between the bands. The music, we sort of playing the same stuff back in the day, fast, raucous, metal. I mean, Lemmy said he was rock and roll, but it's the same 4 chords. You know what I'm saying? we had a great empathy. We learned a lot off them in those early days, and Fast Eddie was on tour with us with a band called Fastway, and he played Ace of Spades with us every night, actually. And the version that we took was the one in London, which was great. It was his last show. He played with us. So yeah.
It sucks that Lemmy's gone and now Fast Eddie's gone. It's like I tell everybody, if you had this opportunity to go out and see any band, I don't care who it is, bluegrass, folk, I don't care what it is, go check it out, because you never know what tomorrow holds. Well,
that's right. You never know. I mean, health. You have to keep your health. You can't. You've got to keep healthy. If you become sick, there's not much you can do about it. Mm-hmm. You just have to hope that it's not too serious. So yeah, we're all out there, still smashing it away. And I mean, if I was going to suggest to go see, if you're into metal, go and see bands that aren't as young as they used to be, and just to get a flavour of what we are really, and what we've been over the years. That's it. We created a movement back in 1980 that's still, loved today and still sort of relevant, and we're still making great metal albums, really.
Do you see this band still musically growing, Biff, or has it just been a personal growth for all of you guys so far?
Oh no, I think the band's been growing. If you listen to our last 3 albums, Sacrifice, Battery and Ram, and Thunderbolt, I mean, that's cutting edge music there. The last album had rave reviews everywhere. It's our biggest selling album since the 90s. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely on a run with the rock songwriting. With a lot of to see what we're doing. As being an older band, they're definitely looking to see what we're doing and where we're sort of pushing the barriers.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Saxon who have not saw you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get when they come see you all?
Well, it's just high energy metal, really. We don't slow down. We go crazy and we play the music. There's no click tracks. There's no sound reinforcement. It's just us playing live, so every show is different. So yeah, we have a great chemistry live, and that's what you come see. Regardless of whether we have a huge production with the Castle and an Eagle, or whether we're just playing through 12 Marshall cabs and a great drum kit with some lights. I mean, it's just the same band. We don't try to. We're very sort of. People can come see us. They can talk to us. We're not arrogant or ego tripping in any way. We just love doing what we do.
What's been your most memorable show? I mean, I know you've done a lot of shows and a lot of memorable stuff, but is there one that sticks out for you, maybe?
Difficult, really, for a sort of regular game. I mean, there's so many. I'm just trying to think of some American examples for you. I would say that our first tour we did in 1980 with Rush on their Moving Pictures tour. That was a fantastic, introduction into America for us. We were huge Rush fans anyway, so to go out with Rush was a absolute, pleasure. The first time we played headline shows in America, we used to do the Santa Monica Civic in LA. That was a big show for us. I mean, the Maiden tour, Saxon Maiden tour, was a great tour in 1983, 84. So there's been some great highlights in America for Saxon.
Now, we're living in the digital era now of the ever-revolving music door to get music out quicker and stuff like that. And then we got social media. Do you like this that we're living in now? I mean, I know everybody says that they have to adapt to it, but do you like this now, Biff?
I don't mind it. It's very... it's a lot easier to transmit ideas around to each other, you know what I mean? But we still like to get in a room and play together. In fact, we were in a room last week before we did the Sweden Rock Festival here in Europe. So, we still like to get in together, but it's a lot easier for, say, Nibs, the bass player, to say, I've got a riff, and he sends it to me on my phone, and then I listen to it on my headphones, and then I send it back saying, yeah, great riff, or forget it. So it's pretty quick in that. So I think we can actually, get through a lot of the early stages of writing a lot quicker, and recording. We still like to use analog things. We use a lot of outboard stuff, and we use a lot of tape here and there. But generally, it's mostly based digital now, and we find it's pretty difficult to make it sound raw. But we've managed that. We've done that. We've managed to capture our performance on digital as good as analog. So we're pretty happy. We have lived through this. We're not beginners. We know everything about digital, and we're very experienced people in analog and digital. So which is why we can give people a great vinyl mix. We can give people a great sounding digital CD mix. We don't try and do the same. We do them differently.
What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you that said, I want to do this?
It's probably something like the Beatles, or something like that, or the Kinks, or I don't know, maybe Elvis Presley. I don't know. I just wanted to be. I wanted to be in a band. My mother was a musician, and I wanted to be in a band, and my friends were all in bands, so I just joined one of them. I just said, "Fuck it, I'm going." So that's what I did, and it took me a while. Took a long time to get there, but we got there in the end, basically.
What was your reaction when you found out that Saxon's music has made it over to the U.S. Back in the day? What was your first reaction about this?
Well, fortunately, our distributor, Warner Brothers, which were actually an American company, so, it was great. We were one of the first bands to go to America from the 80s bands. Lemmy was really pissed off because they didn't go and we went, so we had to tell him all the stories when we came back. It was more or less guaranteed that we'd have an American release. I mean, some of the American, DJs didn't really understand the music. They thought it was a bit too aggressive, but they got into it, they got into it.
How's it feel to see other bands giving tributes to you guys, especially you with Metallica covering Motorcycle Man, and not to mention Metallica's second ever show was opening for you guys?
It was, yeah, in Whisky a Go-Go, yeah, it was our first shows there. And, it was pretty amazing, really, that it was their second gig. I think it was probably their first proper gig. But yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic time then. A lot of people were into this new music, and we were at the forefront. I think was an Iron Maiden, definitely. But I think Metallica really liked our faster stuff, like Motorcycle Man and 20,000 Feet and Princess of the Night. I think that's really what they got off on, and they took that style and made it their own, really.
Biff, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy this The Eagle Has Landed 40 Live album when it comes out August 2nd. How can they do that, my friend?
I think they have to pre-order it. Go on to our website, go to Facebook, actually, at Saxon Official, or you go on saxon747.com. It'll tell you there. But, I don't actually know how they get it, to tell you the truth, because obviously I'm not going to get one.
That's a shame.
Unless they make 748, I don't know. But no, I think you have to order it direct. I think that's so. Yeah, I mean, we've sold quite a few in America, so people must know how to get it. But I would say go on our Facebook site, Saxon Official, or go on our website, which is saxon747.com, and you'll find it. You'll find the adverts there for it. Yeah.
And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for my show, good sir?
Yeah, what's it called? This is Biff Byford from Saxon. It's our 40th anniversary this year, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Come on!
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and our Twitch link soon. Also, get out and check out the Mighty Saxon. And Biff, I congratulate you guys on all the endeavors that you guys have done and all the great music, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. That was a great interview. Maybe see you in December. We're looking at maybe doing a few shows in America on the 40th. But it doesn't matter. We can extend the 40th.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.